Hey guys, welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome. I've got a new toy today. Now, I'm not going to talk about this yet because I want to make a short announcement. If you guys have been following the news, you've seen how flood-ravaged parts of New South Wales is right now because of the torrential rain, the dams being overflowed and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is, at the time this video goes up, it'll be 31st of March. So starting the 1st of April for 2 weeks afterwards until the 15th, everything on my website, all my prints are going to be 30% off, and all proceeds will go to those communities that need help. I mean, I'm fortunate that all we did was have quite a lot of rain, but I haven't been affected in the floods in any way, shape or form. I know I'm being fortunate with that. Same like with the bushfires a couple of years back as well. I was also pretty untouched except for the smoke factor. But beyond that, my life hasn't been affected by the floods, so if there's something I can do to help, I will, and that's one thing I think I can do. So if you guys would like to help out, yeah, starting 1st of April for 2 weeks until the 15th, everything on my website will be 30% off, not up to 30%, just flat 30%, and all proceeds will just go straight to the communities as well because they need it much more at this point in time. I mean, you go to a supermarket and you'd be like, supplies are affected due to floods. Even at work, we can't get our goods to customers due to floods on time anymore. So it's my small way of being able to give back where I can. But now, I do have a new toy. So let's open this box, shall we? And let's have a look at what's inside. As you guys can see, I got myself a Sony a6400. But this isn't the camera itself. This is the camera. And there's a couple reasons why I got this. The main reason is, since I am doing a lot more videos at home instead of just when I head out to take photos, I wanted something that's dedicated just for videos at home instead of changing the tripod head on my Canon or using the GoPro when I want to show you guys something on the Canon. It's just more convenient and more efficient to have one dedicated camera that's always ready to go. So I've got a couple accessories coming, mostly a cage, so that way I can hold it and mount it properly to my fluid head tripod that my Canon's sitting on right now. And I mean, I might even bring this out with me when I'm going to sit on the tripod, or even just when I want to do some quick street photos. I know it is a crop sensor, so it's definitely not going to be the same quality as what comes out of the Canon, but when you factor in the size of this compared to my EOS R of the 24-105, this is a lot smaller, which is where it comes in handy if you do want to carry it out and about. Like one of my buddies in the UK, he brings this out with him nearly all the time because of the size factor. Size does matter. Another reason I got this one is I was considering this one or Canon's M50 or even the M50 Mark II. But when I compared the specs, I mean, granted, yes, it's 2 years old, I'm aware of that. And this one shoots at 25 frames per second, not 23.9, 7, 8, or 24 or anything. But those, I think, are minor differences, minor things to be aware of. I got this because if you guys watch my review of my Canon after 1 year, if you haven't, I'll link it up here for you. I am considering swapping to the Sony system. And that's purely because I prefer, there's a few things those camera bodies have that my Canon doesn't. And if I did want to upgrade the Canon, I would have to jump up to the R5 if I wanted something of either the same or higher megapixels, but the price tag of that is astronomical. Whereas Sony's a7R4 is a bit more achievable in comparison. So that's part of why I was considering it. The other part is the Canon, when I was doing a bit of photos the other day, the lack of in-body stabilization was becoming an issue. I know in the review it said it didn't matter, but when you just want to walk around and take a picture, you don't really want to have to worry about that if it's already built in. So that's part of it. The other part is that when I am doing videos at home, I do want to start filming in 4K, not just 1080. And if I do that on the Canon, there is a huge crop, like significant crop. I would have to be sitting back here for it to look the same the way it does if I'm sitting up here. Whereas I don't have any of those pitfalls with this. I know it's not quite the same with the M50, but this is a bit of a smaller camera. It's easy for me to carry around if I want to. And it's a bit of a test to see if I will like using the Sony system as well. I have played around with the menu system already. I'm not sure why people fuss about the menu system being less than ideal. There are a lot of menus, yes, but it seems pretty well laid out from what I can tell. I don't know what much more you can say to that. People say that's an issue. For me, it's not an issue. But that's the main reason I got it. I'm not doing a review on this camera because I haven't used it enough to review it. It's simply to let you guys know that this is what I'll be using to do videos moving forward. Mostly it'll be at home. I may bring it out with me from time to time depending on what I'm planning on the day. Like if I know I can sit it on a tripod, because even though the body's weather sealed, the lens isn't. So if I know I'm sitting on a tripod where it won't get wet, I may bring it with me and we'll just see how it goes. If I do like it and something comes out from either Sony or Canon that will either make me stay with Canon or swap to Sony, we'll have to wait and see it. I'm not tied in, because I mean, the good thing is when it comes to the Canon that I'm shooting on, I've just got the one body and lens, so I'm not tied into an ecosystem yet like I am like some other photographers I know that have 5 lenses, where swapping would be a lot harder. This will be a good dedicated video camera to use at home because it got great reviews, often compared to the M50. I just wanted this one so I could start, at least get a trial of the Sony system instead of fully investing into it. I know there's always options to rent cameras, but I'd rather just go and get it. Bit of a gamble, I'll be the first one to admit, but that's just the way I prefer to work. Dedicated video camera tester for the Sony system if I like using their cameras and their menu system and everything else that people like to talk about. And we'll see how it goes from there. Oh, one thing I forgot. If I shoot 4K on the Canon, it's 400 megabytes per second, I think. On here, it's 100 megabytes. So I know some people will say the 400 would be better because you get more data, more flexibility. As I'm not a professional videographer, that's less of a concern to me. And the main reason I want to shoot in 4K is I'd rather give you guys better quality videos in terms of resolution. Especially like if I'm zooming in, it's not going to be as pixelated if I shoot in 1080. Alright, so those are the reasons I got this over an M50. That's what this is going to be used for. It's not replacing my Canon by any shape of the imagination. Mostly because there's not too much I could get with this kit lens. And I don't want to have to go get step rings and whatnot to get my filter system on here either. So that's what this camera's for. Today's just a brief one, but as I mentioned at the beginning, from April 1st to 15th, all prints are 30% off and all proceeds will go to the communities that have been affected by the floods. It's the least I can do to help those guys out. I'm just a small guy here in Sydney, but if there's something I can do to help them out, I will. I did the same 2 years ago with the bushfires that were ravaging the country. And I just hope those guys are okay more than anything else. From what I've seen, it's horrific, to say the least. If you do want to help out, I'll leave my links to where all my prints are below for you guys, so that way you don't have to go hunting. I'll also announce this on my social media channels. And yeah, if there is anything you guys can do to help, I'm sure they'd appreciate it too. So I'll leave that there for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned to see what else is coming out and what future videos will look like when I start using this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little bell so that way you get a notification whenever there's a new video released. But I'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.